So we're here again for the solo this time for Angel Baby. Now, the one thing with the solo is I'm approaching it in a way where I'm getting the melody notes, but I'm also getting the chords. It's very important to know how the solo goes first so that you'd be able to like pick up on that very quickly. And then you can kind of like organize it in a way that you would like to. This is just the way that I'm doing it. So first you have to be thinking like, okay, what those melody notes are, and then what are the chords that come behind those parts. Now, in this case, because we're using this kind of progression, C, A minor, then F, and G, and we want to be able to play those like melody notes at the same time, we're going to have to use some inversions. And it's okay if you're like, oh, I don't know all my inversions and stuff. Just really pay attention to my left hand, pay attention to what I'm doing, and it'll go a lot easier. So right here, I'm playing my melody note at the beginning with the pointer finger being on the 3rd fret of string 1 and playing that C chord, then moving to an open A. Now, by the time we get to this next melody tone, it can seem a little spicy, although I like that, so that's why I'm playing it that way, where it's like this D major kind of open shape, cowboy chord shape, but I'm playing it up at the 5th fret and the 6th fret, and I'm placing my pinky on the 7th fret of string 1 to catch that melody note. Then open, and that would be our F chord. And then into our G root position shape to a 6 kind of shape here to catch the melody. Then open. Then an open C, catching that melody note again. Then, by the grace of God, all of our melody notes and our chords are going to be like right within the chord shape. F to G, open C, catching the 3rd fret of string 2, then open A minor, now at that point I'm not fully like playing the whole chord when it comes to the F shape here and then that F shape moving to G. I'm just catching it on the 2nd string and muting with like the pad of my finger on string 1. And that's basically the whole solo. I really like playing it this way so that I'd be able to get the chords and get the melody notes. You can play without the chords, obviously. This is just, again, the way that I'm doing it. Now, I was thinking about this earlier. There's another thing that you can do to kind of spice it up if it seems a little bit too easy for you and you're like, oh man, I want to do something a little bit extra. Instead of just playing through the chords themselves, is you can kind of do some tremolo picking if you like playing fast, and get something like this. And that's done, I would say, the best way if you're strumming at least 2 strings. If you can get 3 strings, that's great. And depending on your picking technique, you can play it very simply that way. It does take a little bit of doing and a lot of grace to be able to get that speed. But the lighter you are with your pick, the better. And another thing that other musicians will do, other guitar players, is they'll actually use like the edge of the pick or like the fatter part of the pick in order to be able to get those notes more accurately. back into it. You can do all sorts of things with this, and like I can only imagine what kind of ideas that you could bring to this song. I really enjoy simple songs like this, or at least simple chord progressions, because you can do a lot. And that's just a side note. But anyway, let's keep on going. So if you noticed from the introduction, I was also doing something besides playing the solo. I wanted to, which I didn't last time, introduce some variations. So when I'm playing this song, even from the beginning, there are variations. And the reason why I like doing these variations, there was this lesson that I heard from a pretty famous YouTuber, his name being Rick Beato, and he was talking about Bach, a classical composer. And we have a lot to be grateful to God for when it comes to Bach. And in regard to his writing style, is he always had an element of surprise, so that the listeners would not get bored. It could have been all sorts of reasons why, but that is one benefit to having variations and doing that after a sequence, whatever that amount of time is. So what I like to do is when I'm playing, I like to have those kind of variations like I just played earlier, and to use them very specifically. Now, in regard to the variations that I like to choose, if I'm not singing this song, I like to play those variations. If I am singing those songs, the variations that I will choose will be a little bit different, especially if I'm going to be playing something where I'm going to be singing in a way where it's more demanding. That's where I want to make my variations simpler. So playing chords like this and just strumming. But if I'm not doing that, that's when I have the freedom to be able to go into those other kind of more intricate variations, like we were doing before. Now, another thing that I'd like to do, and I'll kind of like pause it on this or cap it here. Whenever I'm doing variations, I like to link them. So if I was just doing a figure where I'm on a lower part of the guitar neck, then the next variation I want to do is going to be going in the upward direction if that's where I want to go. But if I wanted to stay lower, then I would change that variation to one of these lower places. Now, let's say you don't want to sing this song, and that's totally fine. Like one of the greatest guitar players ever, in my opinion, playing this kind of music, or I'd say like this kind of music adjacent, would be Chet Atkins. Praise God for that dude. He did so much work on the guitar, and one thing that I learned from listening to him is how he utilized his finger-picking technique with the melody. Now, that's already been done. I'm somebody that's trying to find my own voice. That's what I like to do, and you should do that as well. I think it's great when you're able to do something like that. You don't have to, but when it comes to playing in this way, where there's the melody and that's doing something and the rhythm's doing something like that, you have a lot of options. Now, in order to be able to do that, you need to know the melody very well. So in this case, we need to find those melody notes. Now, it might not sound so impressive on its own. Then I did flub up there a little bit. But as soon as we start to place the chords under them, we can start getting something very, very pretty. So if we play the opening kind of sung part, you get something like that. And you can experiment with this all over the place and like do kind of other octave stuff if you'd like to. Although if we get into the next part where we go, we can figure out what the chords are under that. So in this case, if we're going up here, it would be and then finally with the outro, be something like this. Now, that is a lot of stuff. But thank you all for watching. I hope that this has been a lot of fun and helpful, and hopefully inspires you to come up with your own arrangements to songs. It's really great when we actually are able to share something with others that we've done. It's cool because this is a cover, and so we have that example before us, so we can learn from it, and we can kind of arrange it in a way that we like to play it, especially if you're playing by yourself or if you're in a band, whatever the case may be. Whatever arrangement you have, that's a God-given gift, and everybody would like to hear it, I'm sure. And those that don't want to hear it, well, whatever. But I'd like to hear it. So yeah, God bless you, and Lord willing, I'll see you in another lesson.
recording so you can kind of see, and then I'll just rotate it.
Check, check, check.
Hi, my name is Ronnie. I'm a singer-songwriter here in Los Angeles. It's nice to meet you. Come follow me on Instagram and go get my music on rewardmusic.ronnieblanchet.com. Thanks, and God bless you.